Hey everybody, welcome back to another 10-minute Marvel video. I'm Petter, and you can see it over here. We have a poster for Marvel Zombies. Now, we thought there was a chance we were going to get the first Marvel Zombies trailer at Destination D23. However, we got absolutely nothing at Destination D23. Maybe a little bit of Doomsday talk, but for all practical purposes, we got nothing. That changed today. We have Marvel Zombies coming out on September 24th, and as you can see on that poster, all the episodes are coming out on September 24th. So this is kind of going to be a drop like they did for Eyes of Wakanda. But we're not just here to talk about this poster, which gives you an idea of who our big bad is going to be, which we kind of knew from the What If episodes. But we got a whole lot more going on in the trailer as well. And I'm not going to recap the whole trailer for you, because you can go watch that for yourself. There's a lot of blood, a lot of gore, and exactly what you would expect from zombies, including some nice action sequences where what happens if Ghost is a zombie? Well, you can see that now, and you can see Blade fight her. And to me, that's going to be the real highlight of this show. But I want to talk about a couple different things with this as we get closer to this coming out. I mean, it's 22 days away. The first element I want to talk about is, does the trailer make me more hyped for this show? Now, I think seeing a trailer for any show is going to increase my hype level for it. But I think that they did a good job with this trailer. A lot of action, which is enjoyable. It makes for a good trailer that way. And something like Marvel Zombies, I expect a lot of action. This is not going to be a contemplative show. And then I think they also went with a really good choice for the music. And I hope that that is kind of an idea of how the music for the show is going to go. It is this frenetic metal music. Not like speed metal, but there's a lot of drive to it, and I think it makes it feel intense. And this show should always feel intense, and it should feel just like an action-packed ride. That's what the trailer gives you, so I really hope that they continue with that. I compare it to a couple anime that I like a lot, Kaiju Number 8 and Dandadan. You've probably seen Dandadan t-shirts for some of the videos that I've done, but both of those really use music well and will go with something that gets you revved up for those big action sequences. Now, I don't know that Marvel always has done that. Like when I think about What If, in particular with What If's animation, I don't really remember that being the feel of it. But if they can make that the feel, if they can lean into what some of the more popular anime are doing right now with using heavier music, that is going to take the show up a notch, in my opinion. The other thing is the question kind of, do I care though about this plot? And that, I think, is where potentially the sticking point is. This seems like it could be fun, and if they make it over the top, slicing and dicing zombies, with some of those moments where it's like, how do you defeat, and you can see it in the image here, how do you defeat zombie Scarlet Witch? That seems nigh impossible. But if they can create something that has that energy, it doesn't matter if it has a super great plot. When I think about this compared to some of the other animated stuff, and this is, I think, where What If potentially let me down at times, is I was a little disappointed that What If didn't have a better plot through it. If you're going to try and tie everything together, you got to do it a little bit better than it was. On the flip side, if you keep it separate, if you just give me those one-off episodes of fun what if stuff, because that's what you can do, then I really enjoyed What If. Marvel Zombies falls into that category of just give me 4 episodes of insane action, fighting, characters we love dying or getting turned into zombies, and it comes down to, can they win in the end? And that's enough of a plot. You don't need to spend a ton more time with it, because this should just be 30-minute episodes of just non-stop action, monsters on the run. Like, I think about good zombie movies and stuff like that. It's all about, can we find a safe spot, and how did this outbreak start, and how can that be stopped? If that's the whole of the plot, that's exactly what a good zombie plot should be, with then a ton of action getting there. I don't want kind of a Walking Dead type plot of, well, maybe the humans, maybe the survivors are really the monsters out there. I mean, granted, the zombies will eat your brains, so they're a different type of monster. But humanity is the monster. No. Give me just action. There's a rumored cure somewhere, or a rumored safe spot somewhere, and the whole goal is to get there, but you have to get through the zombies first, and because this is Marvel, these aren't normal zombies. How do you get past the Scarlet Witch zombie to whatever cure it is? How do you get past the Captain America zombie when it still has the super soldier serum and strength? That right there is what I want the plot to be. And honestly, the trailer gives me the right feeling for that plot. It shows, I mean, the iconic shot for me from this trailer is Spider-Man yanking the heads off a ton of zombies with webbing that he shot out. That to me is the really fun stuff that you can do with this type of show. And I talk about Marvel other stuff where I want it to have a ton of plot. I want it to have this rich character development. Marvel Zombies is the exact opposite for me. I want this to have a ton of action, just enough plot to keep the story progressing towards whatever that simple end goal is, because good zombie films, good zombie stories, it is pretty simple. It's, we need to get that cure, we need to get to that rumored safe spot, and do those things actually exist? The question along the way isn't so much, how do we develop who we are as a person? There are shows, like I said, that do that. But for a 4-episode animated superhero zombie flick, give me metal, give me action, give me gore, and give me wild use of powers. And that's that's where I'm at. And the trailer kind of has me hyped for that element of it. And I think they understand with something like this, that's what we should be getting. But let me know your thoughts on the trailer down in the comment section below, and how excited just in general you are for the Marvel Zombies show. If you enjoyed this content, please give the video a thumbs up and check out the podcast as well. We'll be talking about this trailer on next week's episode. You can find the podcast here on YouTube. Click onto the channel, subscribe, and click that notification bell if you haven't already. And we appreciate everybody who has subscribed and everybody who's checking out these videos. And then click on the podcast tab. Or you can search for 10 Minute Marvel wherever you get your friendly neighborhood podcasts from. But with that, we'll see you next time.